Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and on today's video I'm going to be telling you how I got topic 5 in less than 7 months. On this video I'm going to be giving you step-by-step breakdown on how you can ace the test and come out with your preferred score. With that being said, let's get into the video. Following my channel by now, you would have known I wrote topic during July, and then the result came out August, and here we are. I am here with a topic 5. Earlier this year, when I said I wanted to write topic, I had a goal in mind. I wanted to get the topic 5. I didn't know if it was possible because I was doing it all by myself. I was self-studying, checking my marks myself, marking my essays myself, so I was doubtful. First, let me just tell you one thing that I think everyone has already told you, is that vocabulary is the base of this test. This test doesn't guarantee whether you speak fluent Korean. No, it doesn't test how fluent you are in Korean when it comes to speaking. So there are some people that have really high topic score and they really can't speak, and there are some people who speak really well and they still fail this test. So this test is about strategy. So even though you speak good Korean, advanced Korean, you can still fail this test. So you have to prepare for the test, you have to study for the test in order to pass the test. Because I see a lot of people writing this test and they're like, I'm just going to write topic 1 and topic 2 and see how I'm going to pass it. Guys, if you're going to write topic, pick one, focus on it and pass it. Simple. Like, I know you can do both, but the energy you spend preparing for one, just use to prepare for the one that you really want to get and make sure that you get it once and for all, because in Nigeria you only have once a year to write the test. Vocabulary is the base of this test, so if you want to learn, if you really want to pass topic, please double down on your vocabulary, take practice tests and focus on topic based vocabulary. And when I say topic based vocabulary, when you are solving your past questions, if you see a specific word that you don't know, highlight it, write it into your note. I made something like this. I don't know if you can see it, something like this. Whenever I came across a new vocabulary, I would write it and I would write the Korean meaning right beside it, and I would take this around. As you can see, the book life has already spoiled, and I will take this around. So the more I see it, the more familiar I get with the words. And I also did the folding method with vocabularies, because vocabularies can be hard to memorize because it's just a lot of words, and with Korean words you have to know the meaning and you have to know the context behind the word. Sometimes word can mean the same thing, but you cannot use them in the same situations. You have to use them in different situations. So it's always good to take note of that while you are learning vocabulary. Another way you can use to master your vocabulary is to use Quizlet. One of the things I regret the most is not maximizing Quizlet enough. I only started using Quizlet 3 months before my exam. It's not because I didn't know about Quizlet, that was because I didn't know how to use the app effectively. So it was just somehow, when I finally got a hang of how to use the app, that was when I started learning and really helped me for the last 3 months of my preparation. Also, you can take practice tests, your topic practice tests, on topicguide.com. They have practice tests you can download. They have mock tests you can work with. That's timed, so time mock test. So it's like 1 hour and few minutes for reading. So you're going to do your test and you're going to be timed. You want to make sure you read a lot of Korean. You want to make sure you are reading articles. You want to make sure that you are reading, because this is going to help you, because you're going to see vocabularies that might come out in topic as well. So you want to make sure that you read extensively and widely in order to help your reading score go up. So with listening is not that hard, and before I even went to write the exam, I already knew that my highest point was going to be in listening. And this was because during my last topic, which was topic 1, my listening was 94 over 100. That's because I actually consume a lot of Korean content, so my listening is very strong. So because of my listening was very strong, I focused less on listening and focused more on reading and writing. Work more on your weaknesses. Don't focus more on something that you're already good at. For the listening, you want to make sure that you're listening. So one thing you want to do when you're listening is you've read the answer before the question comes up, because if you don't, it will be so hectic for you, because you won't be able to keep up with the pace of the recording. So you want to make sure that you already know what they want you to look out for. So you can already guess. So when you are listening to the recording, which is the question, you can already guess what answer you're going to go for. So another one is through this place. So if you find words that you're unfamiliar with, try to write them down. And mind you, just because you know a word in reading, like you've seen the word, doesn't mean that you will know how the word is being pronounced when it comes to listening. So you might miss it. So what you want to make sure to do is that, and Quizlet can help you with this, put your vocabularies in a Quizlet deck, and when you put them in a Quizlet deck, make sure you hear how it's being pronounced, so that when you hear it in listening, you can be able to catch it fast. You might be pronouncing it differently from the way you are reading it, and that might not be the pronunciation when it's actually being said. So you want to make sure that you take note of that as well. Now, when it comes to writing, this was my weakest point, because throughout my Korean journey, I've never really had a reason to write extensively. I just write whenever I have the mood. Whenever I get the mood, I don't have a reason to write. So now I have to write report style essay, and I have to write, about something that is around, like, extensive. Because I was aiming for an advanced score, I had to make sure that I wasn't just using a level 1 based vocabulary and grammar, and I wasn't just using a level 2 based vocabulary and grammar. So this is where cracking topic came into the picture. This textbook was really what helped me with writing, because they have step-by-step strategy on how to answer each question effectively: 51, 52, 53 and 54. So what I did was, during preparation, I made sure to write every day. As you can see here, writing, I wrote every single day. Any opportunity I got, I used YouTubers like Sunset Topic to learn how to write and what grammar to use. I didn't really focus on grammar, it was more of vocabulary. I came across this Wongoji. So during my research, I was told that this Wongoji, if you don't know how to write on it, it's going to be a problem. Please ignore the background noise. My neighbors are being loud today, and I don't know why. There are rules to writing in this Wongoji, and when you are being scored, you'll be scored based on the way you use it, how to use it. Like for the first part, if you're writing, you have to skip the first box and start from the second one. And when you use your comma, you have to use one box for a comma, or when you're writing the number. So you have to take note of these rules. And I know I was going to mess it up if I didn't have this. I've never used this to write before, so I had to make photocopies of this from the back of the textbook, the cracking topic textbook. It has the template here, so I downloaded it and I printed it out. So I practiced on them to know this is for 54 and this is for 53. So I practiced on them to not lose points, because I've never had to use a Wongoji before. As you can see, I practiced on this. I even used the back as well. I didn't practice writing until 2 months before my exam. That was when I started practicing writing. If I didn't practice writing, I wasn't going to get my preferred topic score. So I made sure I practiced to at least get a 45 or a 30, because I was going to make sure that my listening and my reading would make up for any of the problem I had in writing, because I was not even having hope for this writing. I was just doing what I could while I could, because it was very exhausting doing it all on my own, studying all on my own. It can be very exhausting, especially if you don't have a teacher to tell you where you're wrong. You're just winging it and seeing where you're making your mistakes and seeing where you're getting it. So this is how to prepare for listening, reading and writing. Now overall, when you are preparing for topic, please make sure that you're keeping to a consistent routine every day. When you read, when you study vocabulary, it compounds, so make sure to do that. When you are studying, please make sure you are timing yourself. What I did was, I took an analog watch, because they weren't going to allow a digital watch. I took an analog watch to the center so I could time myself, because the clock was like beside me, so I couldn't see the time. And I got this tip from a YouTuber. So make sure you make use of YouTube, cracking topic, all these textbook and materials I'll be putting down in the comments below. So make sure you practice, because it can get exhausting. It starts with listening, then writing, then you get like a 20-minute break, and then you do your reading. So that was the last, and I was already exhausted when I was doing for reading. So at the end of my exam, I was already thinking I'd ruined the test, I failed, I've like God, like by the grace of God, please, I just want to get a topic 3. Now I'm not even hoping for anything like a 5. I just want a 3. I just want to pass. At this point, I don't want my effort to be in vain. Until on the 21st came, and then I saw my results, and then ta-da! Topic 5. So if you're preparing for the topic, it might look big and cumbersome, but when you keep practicing and studying, it gets better. It just keeps getting better. This is a matter of consistency and constant practice. You can get to all by yourself. Just lay a plan for yourself and how you intend to get each plan, and then you will be on your way to getting your specific topic score. And I believe you can do it. If I could do it all by myself, I believe you can do it all by yourself too. So we've gotten to the end of today's video. Please do well to like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. Thank you, and bye for now.